All right, so this conversation is as tough of a conversation you could ever have. Kyrie Irving or Steph Curry? Both. Two of the top 10 players we have in the NBA. I think nobody's disputing that. Let's talk Steph Curry. He was a guy that was slept on coming out of Davidson. I don't know why, because all he did at Davidson was light up college level for pretty much 3-4 years. You want to know what it is? A lot of people, a lot of scouts in the NBA thought he's just another one of those guys who's a great college player. He'll never be a great professional player. It'll never happen. He gets to the league, he shows us signs, but ankle injuries stop his progression. Then those critics get to talking again. Yeah, he's showing us signs, but his body is not built for the NBA. He'll never last. Well, then Steph Curry goes and starts to light this thing up. He goes and joins a man by the name of Klay Thompson. They start shooting. They stop missing. And now you look up and he's now probably the best three-point shooter of all time. Statistically, when it's all said and done, he'll probably end up there. He's literally a 90% free throw shooter when he wants to. He literally can go 40% from 3, 50% from the field. At his size, have we ever seen that consistently? I don't know. Kyrie Irving, on the other hand, he's one of those guys who can, with his handle alone, get to the rim. I believe he's the best finisher in the NBA. And yes, I'm saying that a point guard is the best finisher in the NBA. And I know we got LeBron, we got James Harden, we got a lot of great finishers in the league. I don't think any of them are as crafty as Kyrie around the rim. Now, is he going to dunk it on your head? No, he's not. But will he get crafty with a lay-in that might dazzle you, or the ball might start on one side of the rim and it might end up on the other? He's just that special with the basketball in his hands. Heck, if he wasn't playing in the NBA, I think instead of going overseas, the brother should be an and-one street hooper, all right? Or play for the Globetrotters. He's just that crafty with the basketball. He has the best handle in the NBA. Steph Curry might be second, or John Wall, but Kyrie's the best at the handle in the NBA. His shot from 3, it's pretty darn good. He doesn't get enough credit for that. He can knock down mid-range shots. He gets in the post when he has a smaller defender on him. He doesn't mind doing that as well. Kyrie has the full package. He's clutch. Both him and Steph Curry are great, phenomenal clutch players. It comes down to a couple of things for me when I'm comparing these two guys. If you want to talk championships, Steph Curry has the edge. Steph Curry's teams win more games. You can look at the Golden State Warriors before they got Draymond Green in their earlier seasons. They were better than what Cleveland was before Kyrie got LeBron James back. You could compare that and maybe say Kyrie isn't as good as Steph, but I would argue that Dion Waiters was not as good as Klay Thompson, or that they didn't have the coaching that Golden State had with Mark Jackson. I'd argue that. So from a early on in their career standpoint, I think it's a dead split because of factors. From a winning standpoint, yes, Steph has the edge. His teams win more games. He's a more positive guy on the court. He's more of a leader, and I believe he leads by example. He necessarily won't be the most vocal guy on the court, but he's a leader, right? And I think Kyrie's becoming a leader this year, so that's pretty much a dead thing. That's pretty much close to dead, right? Kyrie's leading that young Boston team without Gordon Hayward. That's tough. First season in the league, Kyrie's becoming a leader, so that's a pretty much dead split. When you want to talk about, and I think this is the most important factor for me, because Steph has the edge in shooting, Kyrie might have the edge in crossover, Steph might have the edge in passing, but it's close. Look, everything's pretty much a standstill, but here's the difference for me. In the NBA playoffs, when Kyrie Irving is playing against Kyle Lowry, not only does Kyle Lowry have to guard Kyrie Irving has to guard Kyle Lowry. When Kyrie Irving is playing against Isaiah Thomas and the Boston Celtics, then now the Cleveland Cavaliers, Isaiah Thomas has to guard Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving also on the other end has to guard Isaiah Thomas. If the Celtics are playing against John Wall and the Washington Wizards, Kyrie is matching up with John Wall. Any other point guard, Russell Westbrook, whoever you want to name, Kyrie is matching up with them. Not only is he offensively having to be defended by these guys, defensively, Kyrie's picking it up too. What about Steph Curry? If the Warriors are playing the Memphis Grizzlies in the playoffs, Klay Thompson's probably going to guard Mike Conley. Well, Mike still got to do his job and guard Steph. He doesn't have a guy like that anymore. In the past, when the Los Angeles Clippers and the Golden State Warriors faced off, who was guarding Chris Paul? It wasn't Steph Curry. It was Klay Thompson. So all Steph had to do was get off on offense, cross over Chris Paul, and Chris Paul couldn't even get him some get back on the other end because he was being picked up by a 6'6", 6'7" Klay Thompson. If I'm going to say he's the best at something, you got to do it on both ends for me. And though Steph's the best shooter we've ever seen, the fact that he's not playing defense up to par with the other guys in the point guard class of elites, I got to give Kyrie the edge. I know that's crazy to a lot of people. I got to give Kyrie Irving a small edge because he has to do it on both ends of the court. He's leading his Boston team to a winning record right now without what Steph has, and I have to penalize Steph for having the amount of talent that he has. You're entitled to your own opinion, but I think Kyrie Irving might be just as much better than Steph because he has to do it on both ends of the court.